So growing up, pretty much, for me, I was never really like most of the girls. I was a big tomboy. I had the Dorothy Hamill haircut, which is horrible, but being a 90s kid, that's what I had. That's all my mom would let me do. When I was in 6th grade, I told my mom that when I turned 18, I wanted to be a boy. At the time, I didn't know really what that meant, but looking back on it now, like, there were clear signs, but I had no idea. I moved to Dallas. I got into girly things. I was still playing basketball like I'd been doing my whole entire life, and it was something that I loved. It wasn't until after I joined the Navy, probably right before I turned 21, that I realized something was different. I'd been in a relationship with guys, and for whatever reason it just never worked out, or I never felt completely fulfilled in those relationships, and it wasn't necessarily anything wrong with them. I think it was something that I just hadn't discovered in myself. Right before I realized that there's a possibility that I could just not be straight, or that I could be just interested in, females, I went through a really depressing stage. Like when I was growing up, if you looked different, if you acted different, if you were out of the stereotypes, you were judged so much, and it was so cruel. And the world's come a long way since then. The world can still be cruel, but it's come a long way. It took me being surrounded by people I'd never met from all different sorts and different parts of the country for me to basically see that I may have been living my life for other people instead of myself. Before I turned 21, like I said, I went through a really depressing stage. I actually tried to end my life because I was afraid of being different, of finding out who I am. It took someone that I confided in for me to open up and really dig into myself. And I did that. And the next step was me coming out to my family. I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I thought my family was going to, write me off, wanted nothing to do with me, but apparently they've known that I was gay since I was 6. So they knew more than I did. And I had self-doubted for a long time. Everybody was so accepting. I had a bumpy road with my father, him and I have kind of smoothed things out. Obviously, I've dressed different now, and that's not because of being gay. This is who I'm comfortable being. This is me being happy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Came out to my friends, I lost a couple friends, I did, not gonna lie, and that sucked, because they were people that I thought that I would have in the rest of my life. But through me coming out and being who I truly am, I was able to make new friends, better friends, and people that, are in other countries that I still keep in contact with. Don't let anybody tell you that different is wrong. Don't let anybody say that, because different is beautiful. Being unique makes you stand out more, makes people remember you. And don't let anybody tell you that you're never going to be able to be what you want to be just because of your sexuality. If anything, being yourself makes you better out there in the real world. You're able to do more because you know who you are, and nobody's going to change that, except for you.
Throughout my life, I lived the perfectly normal life, just like everybody else. I didn't have my real dad in my life the whole time. And to this day, I do kind of feel that that was a huge factor of me turning out gay, because I had a very feminine upbringing, and I don't know if that was the total benefactor of me turning out to be who I am today, but even then, it's no big deal, because I am happy with who I am today. The whole story comes to the fact that my mom, just as Lizzie's family did, they all knew I was from like the very early age of like 5 or 6. They could tell right off the bat for some reason, but I just did not know. The story goes on, basically through middle school and high school, I was starting slowly to figure out who I was. Middle school, I was figuring out that I was attracted to a lot of the guys like on the football teams, on the soccer teams, all sorts of people, and I honestly thought nothing of it. All that time I was acting a different way towards the guys than I was the girls. The girls I was obviously befriending, and I was always hanging out with them, always, you know, talking with them and stuff, and I would act a little more awkward as well as like kind of flirty with the guys. At that age, at like 11, 12, 13 years of age, you don't understand what you're doing. When I got a little older, my mom was starting to pick up on a lot more of my activity, and she could tell that I was honestly going in the way that I was destined to be now. And she was okay with it. Through high school, I got bullied, of course, like everybody else. And I got through it. It didn't faze me. It did at the time, but I know I was stronger coming out on the other side. I ended up joining the Navy. I met all sorts of amazing people that you would never even think of meeting. And they honestly brought me out of my shell that I was in for most of my life. I came out to Facebook first before anybody in April of 2012. I was 19 years old, and I didn't think a thing of it, but I knew that I was ready for that time. Everybody was very accepting, and they did not care. They just missed me because I was in a different state. I had a very, very, very supportive background of friends and family, and I'm very thankful because I wouldn't have made it through if I didn't. So that was our coming out stories. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I know I've tried this multiple times by myself, but I feel like I was a lot more secure with my best friend, of course. This is literally my ultimate best friend. But if you ever need to contact us about anything, I swear, anything, we will leave our emails in the description below. You can always talk to us. I don't care how you contact us. Contact us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We both have all those accounts. I don't care. I'm actually going to put Lizzie's Twitter account in my little About Me section or whatever. So just look out for that.
So just know that no matter what, you are never alone. That is the bottom line. You are never alone. Somebody's always out there to help you. And we are here for you.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day, year, night, everything. Everything. So thank you for watching again. We really appreciate it. We love you all. Have a good night. Bye. Alarms go off when I enter the